Shoemaker and the Elves. Once there was a shoemaker. He lived with his wife in a little shop. The man made good shoes, but he was poor. Sometimes he had no gold to buy leather. The shoemaker and his wife had no children. They lived by themselves. At least, that's what they thought. Neither one knew that two young elves lived in the shop too. All day long, the elves sat in the attic above the ceiling. Each day, they peeped down through a hole. They liked to watch the man make shoes. At night, the elves came out to look for food. One day, the shoemaker went out to buy some leather. He brought home just enough to make one pair of shoes. He cut it in 2 neat pieces. At 8 o'clock, he felt sleepy. "I think I will make the shoes tomorrow," he said. "I'm tired. I need to go to bed." After the shoemaker went to bed, the elves came out. They ran along the shelves looking for crumbs. They tipped over a cup and a few drops of milk spilled out. They drank the milk. Still hungry, they grabbed the rungs of the chairs and climbed up onto the table. "Here are 2 big pieces of meat," cried one elf. Then he got closer. "No," he said sadly. "It's just leather from more shoes." "I think we should help the poor shoemaker," said the other elf. "After all, we lived in his house and eat his food." Next morning, the shoemaker was ready to start work. He went to his stable. "Look," he called to his wife. "Look at these fine shoes." "Who made them?" she asked. "I don't know," he said. "I don't know either," she cried. Just then a rich man came to the shop. He saw the shoes the elves had made. "What fine shoes," he said. "I want to buy them." The shoemaker received enough gold to buy leather for 2 more pairs of shoes. The shoemaker got the leather. When he went to bed, the elves came out. Again, they made fine shoes. The shoemaker sold the shoes for a good price. Then he bought enough leather for 4 more pairs of shoes. He also bought 2 round loaves of bread. That night, the elves had a feast. Time passed. The shoemaker and his wife grew rich. "Life is good," said the wife, "but I wish we knew who was helping us. I would like to say thank you." Then she thought of a plan. That night, the shoemaker and his wife climbed up to the attic. They peeped down through the hole. "Elves," cried the shoemaker, "look how fast they work, and neither of us has thanked them." "How can we thank them?" asked his wife. "I know," said his wife. "I will make them new clothes. They must be very cold with just leaves on." The next day she worked very hard. She made 2 little huts. She made 2 tiny jackets. She made 2 little pairs of pants. That night the elves came out again. They got up on the table. "Look!" cried the elves. "Real clothes for us!" They got dressed quickly. "You look great," said one elf. "You do too," said the other. "We are such fine little men," said the elves. "Let's go out and have some fun." And they ran out the door and down the road.